Interesting.
Okay.
I'd want you to engage the National Communications Director, Mr. Richard Ahiagbah, on why the party thought it necessary to engage the services of private security personnel when we've seen the police there in their numbers, very ready to take care of security matters there. If you could engage him as part of your questioning to the National Communications Director.
All right. So I'll take you to the National Director when it comes to communication within the NPP, and we'll just take some few, minutes of his time since he's very busy. Say, welcome to ChannelOne TV News' coverage of this National Delegate Conference. And first of all, your take on the preparation so far.
Well, thank you very much. We're done, and then we're ready. Largely, we're waiting for our delegates to be here, but everything else that we have to do is done. My last check, the delegates have started leaving their hostels, their hotels, so they surely will be here in good time for us to start. But so far, everything is in place.
I just also want to find out about, since we're talking about preparations, we see the police here in numbers, why do we have the party security people over here? Is it that you don't believe the police can do a good job?
Well, I think you have answered the question. The police is here. They're just supporting them. But it's not to do with mistrust or lack of confidence in the police.
Now, since you are the communication director, tell us a bit about what is to be expected in terms of the key things that we are likely to see the votes, taking on. What are some of the expected 50 resolutions that are expected to be passed here?
Well, many of them. I think the key thing for me is the expansion of our electoral college, which is very significant. It's directly resulting from the Professor Michael Koi's report. There are other amendments, for example, amendment requiring that we make the chairman of the party the leader of the party. That's a ceremonial position, but it's not stated. People are asking that that be stated in the Constitution. I think that that is consequential. The idea that, every time the flag bearer is deemed the leader of the party, and it creates some friction. So this will be done and clearly stated in the Constitution to say that the chairman is the leader of the party at all times. Also, there is a requirement. You remember back from 2007 when we had so many candidates, about 17 or so, contesting for the presidential primaries. There's a proposal in the Constitution to curtail, and so as a result of that, following the 2007, there was a clause inserted for superdelegate election. There's a proposal today, a motion that will be put to reverse that, so that that two-tier process will be taken away. So these are some of the key proposals that will be coming. But in a matter of fact, the conference will be divided into two. The first part will be regular party business, which would include statement from the national chairman, the report from the general secretary, and statement of account from the treasurer. Those will be considered. We'll also take speeches from our two former presidents, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and President John Ajay Kufuor. We are greatly blessed to have two former presidents. As you know, they are not here, so they'll be reaching us through Zoom. We'll take their statements, and after that, we'll switch to conference's main business, which is the consideration of these motions.
Did you think their absence, in person, takes away something from this delegate conference? Because we've seen delegate conferences in the past where such key personalities make their way to the grounds. Does it take anything away from this delegate conference?
Absolutely not. If anything at all, COVID has taught us that you live life fully, even if you are not there through remote contact. I think that that's considered a normal situation with us now since COVID. A while ago, I was talking to a friend and said, well, people didn't recognize distance education before. It's as if we haven't gone to school. But today, following COVID, we realized that we can do even more than education via remote sources. So Their presence through, Zoom is admired, is appreciated. It has allowed us the opportunity to have them to be with us, even though they are not here in Ghana. That's the beauty of technology. I think we appreciate that. But for that, they wouldn't be part of conference, and that would have been a big loss for us. But today, even though they are not here in person, we will see them, we will hear from them, and that makes them part of us here today, even though they are not here in blood and flesh.
What have you got to say? And that would be my final question to those who are of the view that the 50 resolutions have been skewed to favor people who are pushing for the flag bearership election to actually take place before the grassroots election.
Well, they don't have a basis. They have a basis. If they have a basis, they would have won the day. The point is that democracy is about deliberations, and we have deliberated about this matter extensively in National Council, and the majority position is that let's move in that direction. What I will submit humbly to all those who are holding on to that position is to say, shed that position, come together, let's build this party together. That's why I find our theme for this conference very instructive, that we are rebuilding together with our values. There's nothing more instructive than that. Let's come together. Let's let all these reservations fall away. Let's focus. There's one goal for the New Patriotic Party, is to win political party. But before we can do that, we have to reorganize ourselves. We have to rebuild the party. And we are rebuilding not just for purposes of rebuilding, but focusing on our key fundamental principles. And that principle, or those principles, among them the rule of law, respect for law and order, appreciation of human rights, of people, the fundamental liberties of individuals, and our preference for free enterprise and free market principles. Those are things that we believe would hold Ghana's aspiration together and drive it forward. And so let's shed all other personal interests and focus on that drive, which is why our forebears sacrificed so much to bring us this far. So that, for me, will be the message. Let's come out of conference stronger, focus on our values so we can build this New Patriotic Party together.
Thank you, Chief, and all the best. So basically the call to party